Think about this for a second. You are on your phone, opening a real estate app, just out of curiosity, just to look, and the very first listing appears. $850,000. A normal 3-bedroom house. Nothing special. You keep scrolling. 1.1 million, 1.3 million, 1.6 million. And you put your phone down with a heavy feeling. Will I ever be able to buy a home? This question is not just yours. Millions of Australians ask themselves this same question every single night. Today we are going to find the exact answer to this question. From $250,000 to $2 million at every single price level. Who can afford it? What kind of home you actually get? And most importantly, where you stand right now. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how much income is needed at every price level. You will know what kind of home you actually get at each budget. And most importantly, you will know exactly where you stand today and what it would take to get where you want to be. So let us go from the beginning. The $250,000 home. A $250,000 home. In Australia in 2026, this number sounds strange to hear. With this amount, you cannot even buy a studio apartment in the capital cities. But this home does exist in regional Australia, in small towns in Tasmania, in regional Queensland, in country towns across western New South Wales. You need a 20% deposit, meaning $50,000 up front. You need roughly $60,000 to $65,000 in annual income to comfortably manage this mortgage. This is achievable for a single person if they are willing to live in a regional area. What do you actually get at this price? A simple 2 to 3 bedroom home, a small backyard, older but livable, far from the city, but your own home. Here is an important point. The people who are willing to move to regional Australia are often the first to become homeowners, because the price-to-income ratio here is far better compared to the capital cities. The $500,000 home. A $500,000 home. This is, in many ways, Australia's realistic middle ground. A 20% deposit means $100,000 up front. For the mortgage, you need roughly $106,000 in annual income, so repayments do not exceed 30% of your income. This number is within reach for many Australians, especially dual-income households. Outer suburbs of Perth, some areas of Adelaide, regional cities like Newcastle, Ballarat, Geelong. What do you actually get at this price? A decent 3-bedroom family home, a proper backyard, an established suburb, schools, shops, transport, all nearby. Here is a reality check. A $500,000 home in Sydney or Melbourne is almost impossible. But in Perth, Adelaide, or regional cities, this is genuinely achievable for an average income family. Location is the single biggest factor in affordability. The $1 million home. This has now become Australia's new normal. The average house price in capital cities has already crossed $1 million. A 20% deposit means $200,000 upfront. That number alone is a massive barrier. At the average savings rate, it takes roughly 11 years to save $200,000 after rent and living expenses. 11 years, just for the deposit. In terms of income, you need a household income of roughly $190,000 to $200,000 in cities like Brisbane or Melbourne. What do you actually get at this price? A decent family home in an established suburb, inner to middle ring suburbs, a renovated kitchen, a good school zone, 20 to 30 minutes from the city. Here is the biggest insight of all. A $1 million home is no longer luxury in Australia. It is average. It is normal. And this is exactly the problem. For people already in the property market, this feels normal. But for people outside it, this gap feels impossible. The $2 million home. A $2 million home. This is now Australia's premium territory, but it has become more common than you might think. More than 30% of Australian suburbs already have a median property value above $1 million. In Sydney's inner suburbs, $2 million is the price for a normal family home, not luxury. A 20% deposit means $400,000 upfront. That deposit alone is more than the total lifetime savings of many Australians. In terms of income, you need a household income of roughly $300,000 to afford an average home in premium areas like Sydney. $300,000 in household income, just for an average home. What do you actually get at this price? A standard family home in Sydney's inner suburbs, a premium location, close to the beach or close to the CBD. Here is the biggest reality check of all. This price level is usually reached only through inherited wealth, dual high-income professionals, or decades of serious investing. Starting from here as a first home buyer is practically impossible. So now the real question, where do you stand? Here is the honest data. Only 14% of median income households in Australia can afford the median-priced home. 3 years ago, that number was 43%. That means in just 3 years, affordability dropped from 43% to 14%. In Sydney, that number is just 10%. This does not mean it is your fault. It means the system has fundamentally changed. Housing supply targets are being missed by almost 262,000 homes. Migration is high, demand is high, supply is low. These three factors together are creating this crisis. But here is something important, something that gives hope, not despair. Affordability is a question of where, not a question of never. In regional areas, home ownership is still achievable on an average income. Dual-income households can realistically reach the $500,000 to $1 million range with the right planning. There are government schemes available: the First Home Guarantee, regional grants, shared equity schemes. All of these reduce the deposit barrier. So for today, 4 simple steps. First, calculate your realistic price range using the 30% income rule. Second, explore regional or outer suburb options if your capital city CBD feels impossible. Third, research government home buyer schemes like the First Home Guarantee. Fourth, start automatic savings toward your deposit, whether your target is $50,000 or $200,000. I want to be completely honest with you. The property market in Australia is genuinely difficult right now. This is not your fault. This is a structural problem. But giving up is not the solution either. The people who stay strategic, who keep their location flexible, and who save consistently, they still become homeowners. Maybe in a different city, a different suburb, a different timeline. If this video helped you understand your situation more clearly, do one thing for me. Hit the like button. It helps this real data reach more Australians. Subscribe and turn on notifications. In the next video, we are going to talk about exactly how to save a deposit faster in Australia. I will see you there.